Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, in our last video we created this sort of bestsellers section with an animated background going on there. In this video today we're going to do a sort of brand logo section that when you hover over the logos comes up with a call to action that will take you to the brand page. There's our little HP category page we made the other day. That's all really easy to do with the Divi theme, so let's get started. I'm going to go to the page where I haven't got this. Of course, I'm going to enable my visual builder. Once enabled, I'm going to go back down to where I want to build my section. I'm going to hit the little blue button here to create a new section. I'm going to make it a regular section. And as I've got 4 logos, I'm going to use 4 columns for a row. Great. Okay, in that first one, I'm going to put a call to action. And obviously you style it how you want to. My first one is going to be for HP, so I'll say shop HP. Button, shop now. And for the blurb itself, I really don't want much in there. Something like get the best prices today. Great, and where do I want it to link to? Well, I want it to link to the category page. In this case, it will be HP. So let's just open our site. And we've got our brand page up in the menu here. There it is there. So I'm going to right click. Copy link address. I'm using Google Chrome, by the way. I think most browsers will let you do it this way. And we'll put that in for the link where our button wants to go. Okay, let's style this module a little bit. Now what I want, I'm going to have the button our little purpley color. I don't want that icon because as you can see it's breaking it. It's making it turn into 2 lines there, so I'm going to take the icon away. I want a semi-transparent background that we can see the logo behind once it's being hovered on, and I think I'll give it a little border. So let's do that. Really easy to do. Let's go to Design tab. All the text can stay exactly as it is. The button, I think I'm going to have it blue to start off with. Not that you'll see much of it because it will be invisible to start, but there may be a little hover effect that will work nicely. So I'm going to hit the little arrow. That'll bring up our desktop or non-hover state and the hover state. For the desktop, I'm going to make it, actually I'm on the text color, I want to be on the background color here. For the desktop, I'm going to make it blue. And for the hover state, I'm going to make it a little purple color here. So I'll copy my hex code and paste it in there. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to leave the border and the writing itself white, and let's go get rid of that icon that's breaking it. So if we roll down a little bit more on the button settings, show button icon, there we go, that's better. Okay, and I want to give it a little white border. Don't think I'm going to have any box shadow because I'm going to put it on a dark background so you won't see it very much. So we're over the button, let's go down to border. Slide down a little bit, check the one that says all corners at once. If you just want to do top you can, right, bottom, left. And I'm going to give it say 2 pixels, hitting the little arrows just to increment it up there. As you can see it's on there, it's black at the moment. I'm going to put it white, of course it will disappear into the white background. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my content and I'm going to put a background in. I'll use black, but I want it kind of see-through, so if I click on the color, I'm going to pull the opacity down to where it's there, but when I put an image behind it you're going to be able to read it. So we'll put an image behind it and see how we do. We may want to adjust that. So that's pretty much that module done. Now let's go into the row, and I'm going to give this row the section, and I'm going to give it a gradient background. So click on the cog of the blue tab up here. I'm going to go to background. I'm going to use a gradient this time. So you've got color, gradient, image, and video. So let's use a gradient. It throws one in by default. Bottom I'm going to have totally black. And the top I'm going to have a sort of real dark grey. So let's go to the top now. I'll put black in, but I'm going to hit the little 3 things that will give me gradients of it. Let's try something like that. Yeah, that's going to work fine. Great. So that's our section taken care of. Now let's go into our row, and each of these columns is where the actual logo that we're going to use is going to sit. So let's click on the cog for the row, the green tab there. Go to our first one. Put in the background. I want an image. So I'm going to upload my images. Now for my images, I made them all 400 by 400 so they're all the same size. I've just done that with Photoshop. I know not everybody has Photoshop, it's an expensive program, but I believe there's one out there called GIMP that you can do pretty much the same with, and I'll put that link below this video if anybody needs to use that. Now normally I'd say don't download your images from the web, but I have actually done this. I just literally Googled Alienware logo transparent background, and I'm pretty sure if you're selling their products, they're not going to mind you using their logo. Obviously don't take my word for it, do it at your own risk, but if it was my site I wouldn't have a problem doing that. Okay, I've forgotten what we're doing. Okay, so we've uploaded the logo. There's the one I'm going to have on this one because it's for HP. And there you can see it behind it. Fine, that's great, because I wanted that dark background, slightly opaque background in there, so we could see the logo, but all the writing and the button was going to be very clear. Right, so that's good. While I'm here, I may as well put the logos in for the others. And so let's just save our HP one. Go back up and do number 2. Again, I want an image. Now let's use Apple for number 2. Now you notice I've put it in there, but you can't see it. That's because there's no content. That column has no height. And if you have different height logos and you want all the columns to be the same height, I'll show you how to do that in a second. It's really easy. There's just a little button in the design that you can fix that with. But I'm going to put the rest of my logos in, then we'll do that. So that's number 2. Number 3. Got Apple, let's do Dell. And then number 4 should be the Alienware one. Okay, that's fine for me because I'm going to put content in here which will pull those down all to 400 because all the images are that size, and that is what I'm going to use for all of them. But if you've got different amount of text in your boxes and stuff like that, simply go over to the design tab in the main column one. Make sure we're in the main row settings here, not the column. Go over to the design tab, go to sizing, and there's a little button that says equalize column height. Just flip that to on, and as you can see, it's put all those logos in there. Looks like I've cropped my Dell and HP a little bit tight when I did that, but that's okay. So let's save that. We've got all our logos in. Now, I don't want to be seeing this shop now or the content or anything until somebody hovers over it. So let's go into the module, the little dark grey tab here, hit the cog. Let's go over to design. It's going to go down to filters. We're going to go down to opacity or see-throughness. Going to check on the little arrow. If you hover over the dark writing that says opacity, click on the little arrow again to bring up the desktop and hover state. Now for the desktop or non-hover state, I'm going to take this all the way down to 0 or invisible. And for the hover state, I want it completely visible. Just like that. Fantastic. Now, as you know from previous videos, if you've seen them, the default transition time is 300 milliseconds, which is pretty quick. Might work for you, but I want to slow mine down a little bit. So I'm going to go to the advanced tab. I'm going to go down to transitions, and I'm going to slide this up to about a second for me, maybe a little bit more, something like that. Save my changes. Now, I could just copy this over right away and just change the brand and change the link on the button. That's all we need to do there. But I want to test this is going to work first before I do that. So let's hit the little purple button, save the draft, or publish if you've got it published. Exit the Visual Builder. Go down to where we were, and let's just check that's going to work. So that looks fine at the moment, apart from I've cropped that HP a little bit tight, but that's okay. There we go. And as you can see, when you hover over the button, it goes from that blue to the purple. Fantastic. And make sure it's going to link to where we want to link it to. Great. So to finish off, let's simply enable the Visual Builder again. Go down to where we were. I'm going to copy my module here. Go over the dark tab for the module, hit the two little squares to clone it, and it's made those logos twice as big because we've got two modules in there now, and I simply just pull one over, it doesn't matter which one. And of course you're going to want to go in there, change that to Shop Apple, or whatever it is your logo says, and we'll want to change the link to Apple, brands, HP, Mac. There we go, save that one. And then just rinse and repeat for the next two. There's no point in me doing that because you know how to do it now. So let's save that and see what we've got. I think we're done with that little section. So there we have it. There's our little logo to call to action on Hover that'll take you to the brand page to sell your products. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.